Get in there, kid, with a size 15 spade. Hey, you got the legs, you got the shoulders. But you only have the one crack of the likes of him.
Someone's late.
She left,
I'm just a pair of legs for her, really. Someone to run messages, handle the bits and pieces. She hasn't got time for herself. Or what it would be better all round if she wasn't seen bothering herself with. Like planning business. Well, it's got to be better than tap dancing on your sewing machine, hasn't it?
Watch those seams, Joyce.
Sorry.
Trisha is a self-confessed nymphomaniac whose interests include Indian and Swedish literature and video nasties.
Basic slip-over in standard colorways: white, navy, chocolate, jet, cream, pink, and cerise.
You said it, lover. Basic.
it's bread and butter.
Well, it wouldn't have them breaking up the catwalk at the Milano Internationale.
Shall we say 50 dozen each?
Kill the navy and the jet. They were her colours.
Introducing Miss Wet T-shirt, Loughborough, 1962.
Call off the monkey. He doesn't even do it as well as Hector.
V-neck sweater in Angora and cotton mix in black and beige. 25 dozen. An experimental line.
The Irish weren't going to be put off by the Americans putting the first man on the moon. They're working on putting the first man on the sun. It's that sort of experiment.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking at these with a buyer's eye, you see.
Well, you shouldn't be. You're sat here as a manufacturer.
He'll tell you. No point putting it on the barrow if it isn't going to shift.
Well, you don't have to tell me about sales. I started off in retail, remember, in my shops that are now part of your rapidly expanding empire. Kill it.
I want to get on, and I can keep my mouth shut. I wasn't the brightest she could have picked up off the shop floor, but I learned fast, and I can keep my mouth shut, and I'll do anything. In the way of business, in the fashion game, anything.
got it all now, haven't you? The shops, the factory, everything she grafted for.
You?
Oh, yes. Her new fella next to make the set.
Oh, it's a love job. Wouldn't want to get in the way of that. Not for the next couple of months, anyway. I've got some more empire building to look to.
You should have been a fella.
It's a tough enough business without having to cope with all those disadvantages, Tar.
Business through go-betweens. I said I wanted you.
One, I'm spoken for. Two, I can't afford anything to go wrong with that planning permission. And I don't have 200 years of old money and old pals to bail me out.
Well, there it is then, isn't it? Having the right great-great-granddads counts and all.
And yours were right bastards, and you don't intend to let them down. So I've blown it, have I? New money's got so sharp it's cut itself again.
Oh, you've got the go-ahead. The business will go through. If only because it's too late to say no now. But you can forget about joining the club. We couldn't risk you.
Not the right sort of chap, eh?
In too much of a hurry, you cut too many corners. It'd be very hard to live with.
But I get the go-ahead to rebuild that dump.
You stick to your 20,000 new square feet. Bring in your new machines and get started. So long as you keep yourself to yourself, turning over your honest penny in your little factory, and don't have any ideas about the big world outside, where the real money's being made by the chaps that can be trusted, by the firms that aren't in so much of a hurry that they corner on two wheels only, then you'll be let alone. I think your boss is just about to have a bad attack of shrinking horizons. A wise man once said that every woman needs a looking glass or a stage. Me, I think. You're too good to be wasted on a mirror. There's a job for you in PR, overseas promotions. Oh, loyalty, I know. But think fast and be aware that I haven't finished with that one yet.
One thing I haven't got is Dev's scalp hanging from my suspender belt. I'm putting you onto that.
Oh, no. It's me for the Gorgonzola liver and the quiet life.
You owe him for rubbing that in your face. And you'll chop Dev out of the firm for me, or I'll chop you. And this time you'll hit the deck with such a smash that there'll be nothing left worth anyone's time bending down and putting back together again.
The money I put into you.
Do you want proper notice? You're entitled. Look, if you need anything from him, if it works out.
It'll work out. You'll cop for the lot. Decent flat, car on the firm, traveling with him in something in PR. It'll work out. I chose you, didn't I?
Or if there's anything I could do for your dad.
You forget him. He'll soon snap out of the Harry the Hermit routine as soon as he gets a sniff of another cheap underskirt.
I mean it. I won't forget.
Then you're a bloody fool. I thought you weren't. Look after yourself. You just remember that. When you're grafting for your crust on your feet or on your back.
You, didn't have to say that.
Yes, I did. Because I don't want you leaving here under the impression that you owe me, Hector, or anyone else a bent needle. Owing and liking get a girl into trouble.
You know, that bastard Crawler nearly ran me over. Have you ever tried getting properly chilled champagne at this hour? Well, I thought it was worth it. A celebration. Or consolation. And, which is it to be?
Celebration, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
We have got the go-ahead.
Hey.
I'm not sure about having that there. I know I promised to keep the name going, but that's only one better than having us stuffed and put in a case. Celebration. Years of months of rowing with architects and builders, trying to figure out who you can bribe to speed things up and who you daren't. Horrible little men from the council, filling in endless forms, everything I'm no good at and didn't want to end up as.
But sticking to it. Biting into it with stainless steel choppers, size 13. Like we bit into each other that day at the airport.
That's right. We are stuck with this place like we're stuck with each other. And this tough cookie ain't complaining.
Sure.
Are you still sure?
Only every morning. Only every breath.
My symptoms do.
But sometimes you do get the wind knocked out of you.
Well, I think I miss her more than anyone. I mean, Lester's making plans and Hector's gone down the drain, pulling the manhole cover over his head. I come in here every day, knowing that I'm gonna be coming in here every day, 6 a week, like she put in her 6 a week, 7 when things got tough. And I miss her strength. And I miss her style. And I miss... Well, hell, I just miss her, what she was. I mean, she had always been here. And half of me is hating her. Because that crafty old cow has got exactly what she wants, even though she's ash in the can. She's got me sat here. 6 a week. Turning into another one of her. So, one sip says, drink up, you've done it. And the next sip says, drink up, you've been done.
There's some papers for you to sign, unless you'll be coming in someday this week.
I doubt it.
We thought you might like to be kept informed.
We?
I did.
Consider me retired.
The legal position is that you are still on the board. Your signatures are required.
Would you kick the door in with that if I slammed it on you?
Please.
Never was one for lingering over the housework. Might get someone in. These things get on top of you.
Well, so long as the place is comfortable. We've got the go-ahead on the planning. We'll have some dates soon. Clearing the site, builders starting. She's up to her neck in it, or I'm sure she'd have been round herself.
There's been. Got the door in her face.
She didn't say.
Be family, wouldn't it? Wouldn't have opened the door on her at all if I hadn't thought it might be somebody else. Same with you.
Yes. That was all very bad timing.
Heard anything about her? Anyone keep in touch?
She's traveling with him. British trade promotion, Far East.
When I picked her up, she'd chatter excitedly about a night out with the mates in Inkley. I didn't hear up last night. So I can stop jumping up every time the door goes, can I? Standing over there looking out. But Pen, that's what you come to tell me, is it? I might as well stop playing the silly old sod, hanging on despite the odds. Leastways until she's back in the country, and I can start again.
I'm here because somebody has to run the business while Connie hacks the rebuilding and Nesta gets up to whatever Nesta is getting up to.
Nesta making plans, is she? Promising no good to the nearest and dearest. You can quote me on this. I wouldn't shift a finger if I saw our Nesta about to lift the fillings out of Connie's mouth.
Just the boy wonder's latest.
Hands off. My toy.
You want to send it back? Can't get to race him.
Unamused.
Don't be embarrassed about giving the lip of the mug a bit of a rub. Liberty all this. Take us as you find us. So, it's all fine. All going rather well, you tell me. You're putting the hours in, Nesta's promoting, and the other one's playing Father Christmas to the City Surveyor's Department, and no doubt planning further crimes and triumphs once she's figured out a way to do down Nesta for good and all.
No. In a way, I wish she was, whatever the risks would be involved in that. No, that's not how she is at all.
No dancing on the table, now she's got what she's after.
You would have thought, but no.
And you're in trouble, pal.
Of course, it is facing up to the fact that there's months of this complicated boredom ahead with actually getting the thing built and roofed and working.
What if she chucks everything? Be very Connie, that. To say to hell with it, I'm off.
When she's just about to get everything she's worked for.
My strong advice to you, who's dumped his missus and his 40,000 a year job for her, is cover your backside, pal. In case our Connie ever does let it go smash. You've seen what she did to her dear old dad when business called for it. How much would you figure with her if the woman in her said, sod this, I'm off? Not in spite of the fact she's cracked it. Because she has.
I'm just saying, I can't make head or tail of why I feel I've unwrapped the biggest crizzy-prezzy I've ever had to find a great big ball of nothing there.
I'll tell you why. Because this is my office and my time. You shan't like it.
Then it'll do me good, won't it?
You should have gone with Mr. Crawder. The person I thought you were when you first walked in here would have gone with him.
You're right. I don't like it.
If you'd said yes, you'd be out there with him now, tanning your legs at the poolside instead of her.
Oh, doesn't the sun turn you yellow out east?
You said a fond farewell to her.
I sent her off with a toe in her backside. That little madam offered me favours after I'd set her up.
A toe with a green painted nail, a jealous toe.
Duh. Yeah. I can't deny it. And however daft it is, a little greedy part of me says that Crawder should have grabbed me anyway. He should have seen through that ten-a-penny ordinary little piece and gone for the real thing. The real woman. The irreplaceable and only me. But I still have turned him down. Even if he'd been down on his knees offering me rubies, I'd still have said no. Because I had a fella. Still have. And he trusts me. And I trust him. So, I'll get over the feeling that I've opened up a great big ball of bugger all, because I'm a big girl now. And let us get back to the fascinating subject of the foibles, idiosyncrasies and hammerlocks that you can put on local building contractors and council surveying narcs. You see, I trust him, and he trusts me.
David James. Ex-Briggs Bowser and Kerway, yes. And very ex-Sonia as well, yes. How are things in the executive headhunting world? Are you on the board yet? Actually, no, I'm not actively looking for anything at the moment. I'm very happy where I am, thanks. And on the personal side, too, thanks. Well, it does pay to keep one's toe in the water. Not actually looking for a safety net, but it's nice to know one's ranking. How easily or otherwise one could step into something if one was let go of or decided to walk. That's right. One does get to wanting to see how good one's CV would look in someone's in tray.
Remind me to wipe my feet before I go back on the pavement. Gag.
More papers to sign or just a prod around?
He'll take you for a drink. I'll, tidy up.
Where do you fancy? I'll get your jacket, shall I? Looking a spit first?
I don't go out.
Split a bottle here?
I like the place the way it is.
But if Lisa were to come back, drop in on you? Let alone be thinking of, you know, a rematch. I mean, I have actually never been inside an Anatolian camel driver's privy, but the state of this gag.
Retired me. No longer concerned. So there's no point open to trade me favors.
Stew you, then. Better he's just a nuisance to the public health and gritting the works up out there.
There's things going on that you should know about, what they're doing to the place. Esther's working on something new.
Never expect to see you poodling for her, Arnie.
They will keep charging money for food and shelter.
And seeing him on my elbow choose Connie up something rotten.
Reckon?
Reckon. She sorted you good and proper.
Only in the course of business.
You'd have been on velvet if she hadn't pimped your Lisa off onto Crawder.
Retired me. From family as well as business rows.
You own a third, you vote a third. If it comes to a boardroom tie between me and her, your hand says what goes.
What's it about? What's the row?
No row. Esther thinks we need a new head of sales. Connie doesn't.
Dev out you take his place?
No chance of that. The lady doesn't confuse the bedroom with the boardroom.
I was wrong. Dev did pay off. When it came to launching the new label, he left no sheet unturned like he promised. Now the House of B has a brand image. Now we need a sales pro, not a love machine we wind up and aim at ending in skirts with an order book.
She's something under wraps and all. She's looking beyond going into the high street with the new capacity.
She works you so well you can't even see the strings she's pulling.
Isn't that what they used to say about how B worked you?
This is something I've come up with myself. Not like the shop she can say she started. Not like the manufacturer got when B went. This is something bigger than the shops and the factory put together. And you can be in on it, ground floor, if you vote your third right. Like now, when for the sake of the business and to put a stripe in a fella I owe, yeah, I admit that, right? I am saying Dev has to go.
Yeah, but why vote him out? All above board and legal. If he went like that, the poodle there would do it the way he'd rather have it done. In the dark and dirty.
You're not coming in then. Can't get you anything, can we? Hot water, clean shirt? Another little scrubber to replace the one who's never going to walk through there again, thanks to your loving daughter.
Do you really have all those qualifications?
Just doodling on the word processor.
All this gizmology working right yet?
Sort of.
Because it's just asked me to deliver 73 million dozen sweaters to this firm, and I only have an average-sized estate.
Garbage in, garbage out. Plus the fact that it is still being debugged.
Were you really making that much money? Is it legal to make that much money? What does it look like in a pile? What do they do if you worked any overtime? Slip you a gold brick?
That was a very long time ago. And it was somebody else. Now, hadn't you better get on the road? Nestor will be at your ankles.
Who are you grieving for, Dad? What are you missing most? B? Or those bedtimes you're not having with your little bit of stuff? You'll have to break it.
Done. Tidy up?
Nope.
Good talking to?
Nope.
My vote?
One biryani, one vindaloo with extra Bombay potato. Way to a fella's heart, eh?
I'm going! Before you start. Oh, you make me feel like those Shakespeare plays you used to try and cram down your throat at school. There's always a couple of parts about that big. First and second murderer. Number two, me.
You're flattering yourself. I'd have put you down as enter clown.
How long are you going to keep this up? You're getting talked about and the house will be falling in.
I'll be back. You know me. Head to the wall, lick me stripes, and look out.
Better be soon. The spring goes living like this. Chewing on how it could have been different. I'd rather have you stood toe to toe, slogging it out with me on Nestor's side than this.
No.
I'd rather have you filling another warehouse with a shrewd deal in hot pants than this. Shall I wash this fork or just give it a good lick?
How's your fella?
Happy, mostly, what I see of him. Flogging myself with the builders. I've seen more cowboys in the past few days than John Wayne ever did.
Boring.
Muchly,
For both of you.
I suppose.
No saying which of you might open out.
Are you trying to tell me something? Or just putting an oar in?
Something rather good about picking everything up and throwing it all through the window.
I know he's been round.
Yeah, very interesting little chap, me and your fella. You wouldn't want to take your eyes off a fella like that.
If you are lining up alongside Mr. Dad, I'd rather you did it out in the open, where we could slog it out. That is our way of doing things.
People change, don't they? Or is it that you think you've got them all boxed up and weighed in and you're missing something all the time and you never know until they pull the stroke and leave you with your legs cut off?
You'll just stand there, deliver.
You have to check those samples. Okay, next week's production run. Phone those 17 people whose numbers are on your table. And also step out onto the roof with me and make passionate love in the lashing rain.
Well, look, we'll see to that while I'm on the phone. Just don't you breathe as heavily as you normally do.
How was Harry the Hermit?
Glad of the company. You know what these hermits are like. He is flat and low and his juices are running out. I mean, he didn't even really bite when I mentioned those hot pants.
That's bad.
That is terminal. He's punched little old ladies in the nose for even mentioning those hot pants. What's that?
Ah, that's terminal as well. That is a terminal. Your end of the computer package. Nestor's got one as well.
This is beginning to look more like the control room of an interstellar starship than a factory office. Does any of it work yet?
Punch it up. You should get a bar chart showing production against profit and loss for the past 2 quarters, and you hit that and that. Takes a second or two. Got it? Well, what did you get?
Your career details to date. You might have told me that you were looking for another job. Walking out.
It's not because one day you might say, to hell with this, this is not what I wanted, and walk out on me with whatever the 10 drachmas are in English money that you left Georgia with. Hijack somebody else's car and job and life and marriage like you did mine.
Not that.
That much of that. At 4 in the morning, that much. All right, every time I get another letter from Sonia's lawyers about some other complication in the divorce, that much of that. Every time I think, what am I doing here? Putting in these hours for this kind of money when I used to take the Zurich shuttle like it was a cab home from a restaurant.
Get out!
Look, it's not a contest. I know that. I know you don't see it like that. But just say we started from the blocks together. You back from Greece, me throwing over everything I had.
Job you hated. Wife heavily into storm porches.
Where are we now? You own a third of this. You're made. I'm still the hired hand. You've shown you can come back into a business you've been out of all those years. I haven't even proved that I can reorganize the office accounts yet. I'll get it working, of course I will. But I have to worry how you see me. It's not a contest. There are no points. But I have to keep telling myself that's just as well. Because I have got to be somewhere in the low zeros. I am a figures person, a balance sheet man. My background, my training, the things that make me who I am, make me need to put a figure on what I'm worth.
I don't ask for that.
I do, whether you ask for it or not.
That's not you. I don't go to bed with that. I am not in love with that.
That is me. That is a very important part of who I am. I need to know if I still have a ranking. Whether Mr. Jameson is still somebody in the big outside world, outside this damned addictive business, if his head is still worth hunting.
Is it?
Against the odds, despite my having turned round mid-career and kicked myself in the teeth like that, yes, I still have a rating. I've got an interview.
That's good. It's nice to know you want it. But you'll turn it down, won't you? Because you've got a job here with me. You've got a place here with me. And it's all about love and loyalty, not just figures, isn't it? Or have I got it wrong? I love you.
Well, is that quite enough? With somebody like you?
Don't do it. You'll never be the same.
I am taking the interview. And the bottom line is, you have to trust me, just like I've trusted you. And please don't lecture me on love and loyalty after what you did across your own father.
Hang a notice on the door saying not at home. Give it out. You're not seeing it for a 12-month. The place is like bloody Piccadilly Circus in the Russia. Now it's you. What do you want? Well?
A guarantee. Protection. Asking to be judged on order book and nothing else.
We got Connie shot.
And yours? So long as I'm cutting it.
You're safe.
Ta. I'm off to Geordieland.
Got your snowshoes and a spare set of kidneys?
You wouldn't fancy a spin up there, would you? I could hang around while you... There's some bonny lasses up there.
Some brawny lads and all.
I know this buyer. Husbands on the oil rigs. Money to burn. Tinted glass on the bedroom ceiling. She's always asking me if I've got a mate for her divorcee pal. Ah. No? There's some nice girls up there. They're not all Boilermakers with headscarves. Waiting for someone.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah. And thanks for asking on the other. Hey. Tinted glass.
Mirrors. Rose pink.
You know Truant?
Henry, yes. We graduated together. Roomed together, in fact.
A high flyer.
Always in the fast lane.
Like yourself.
I had a career plan, yes.
Until this year.
Let's hit this one head on. One reading of what happened to me 6 months ago was that I hit the midlife shoals. 1 minute I'm surfing well, heading for a senior international position. The next, there goes the board, and there goes me. There is another reading. Until now, I've always worked for big firms, tower block firms, with more spent each year on pot plants than a lot of people spend on staff wages. I had to get out to see how the small people live. I needed career experience down there, where you don't know until 6:30 on a Wednesday whether you'll be able to meet Thursday payday. Now, there's no way that I can prove to you or your client that I didn't turn around and just hit myself as hard as I could in the mouth. But I invite you, on the strength of my profile to date, to accept that I took a calculated risk. I made a creative decision, which I hoped would increase, rather than otherwise, my value in the job market, and thus to any future employer. Has it hurt me? I mean, sitting here, informally, all guys together. Forget the client bullshit. How bad did that hurt me?
You had 5 no's out of 6.
But I did get the 6th.
One of those things. We have a client who is looking for exactly your combination of experiences. Rarer than you'd think. High-level finance, the accounting background, the efficiency side, and now the clothing trade portfolio.
Which is a slim one. 6 months in what looks like the, well, shabbier end of the market.
But about to take off, with the finance and operating procedures I've formatted. Is this in the clothing line?
Our client has substantial interests in that area.
Which could mean the job might be local. It wouldn't necessarily mean relocation, London, abroad.
Well, there would be travel, considerable travel, but from a base in the East Midlands.
Is that a problem for you?
It could solve some. But I wouldn't have any problems that would stay that way if I got the job. Or does that sound too much like I'd say yes to anything? I'm rather out of touch with all of this stuff. Up to now, it's been mainly internal promotion interviews.
Really? Even when you moved into the knitwear?
That was personal introduction. That is the best way of putting that.
I haven't changed my mind. I don't want to be tied in knots by some female welder in the frozen north.
The car's playing up. Can I use the phone?
You say personal introduction. The client might want to expand on that.
I met someone in the business. Not just someone in the business of fashion, but hooked on it. And I suddenly realized that here was a massive, important industry that touches every one of us, that this country is still in some ways a major force in. And my nose twitched, and I jumped. With my eyes open, I jumped, and I haven't regretted it. And if you, Mr. Royston, and you, Mr. Sinclair, and your somewhat delayed client don't appreciate that, Then you won't be recommending me for the job, and your client wouldn't take me even if you did. You know, I'm determined to enjoy this interview. And if the three of you think you've wasted your time with me, then what can I say? But the bar will still be open afterwards.
I'll get keys cut. Better still, I'll take the bloody door off altogether.
What a good thing I haven't retired you to think great thoughts the world's waiting on. They'll be waiting some time.
I thought that was our head of sales estate.
The car's blown up, and I'm due in Newcastle tonight.
Got your phrase book?
Snowshoes, spare set of kidneys. Yes, we've done all that.
Let yourselves out, will you? And roll up the carpet if you're giving a dance.
I want words with you about what you said to my fella, and I will have them if I end up throttling you with a cord of your own disgusting pajamas. And I want you back in business and on the stand again. Understood? You can take my car. I'll get the wreck towed away. And I do mean the wreck in the street, not the one in there. I'm coming back to sort you out. Like B would have sorted you.
I don't understand it
Oh,
because
don't
the car
worry about it. It's going to take me a couple of hours to get to grips with lower depths of it.
He needs a getting a hold of. I offered him divorce trumpet with rose pink mirrors. He didn't even blink.
Sure, when I mentioned the hot pants earlier.
Don't write the hot pants off. Stranger things have happened in this business than a great hot pant revival.
I shall believe that when I see beetle jackets, platform soles and a topless wedding dress make their comeback. Let's see the manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd signed out for a dozen. What's that? Look at that foreigner. Well, that is very enterprising of you, flogging someone else's gear on our time and money, but an instant sacker.
Somewhat delayed, no longer.
That's your client.
Have you met?
Wow. This is a bunny to have pulled out of the old chapeau, isn't it?
But I'm out with my hero, so I'm putting on the show. Come on and see.